Welcome to It Takes Two. I'm Blair.
I'm Chris.
And today we'll be talking about Ready to Love, the reunion part two.
Oh man, this is the end.
Yeah.
I don't want it to end.
Yes.
But before it ends, make sure y'all subscribe, like, share, comment, all the above. Thank you for this journey that y'all been on with us with this show.
Yes.
Thank you for the comments. Thank you for the views. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the dislikes. Thank you for the mean comments. All the above. Let's get into it, Blair.
All right. Well, Tequila is getting escorted out because she's trying to fight Janelle. Next on the stage, we have Quinton, Janelle, Marie, and Kat. We're flashing back to the getaway with the Kat and Janelle beef. Kat didn't like how Janelle spoke to her. She felt she was very belittling. And Janelle feels that the women are obsessed with her. And her presence challenges their mediocrity.
Ooh.
Everyone who has a problem with her eventually went home. And Kat and Janelle get into just a back and forth hollering and yelling. Tommy ends the segment saying sometimes people just don't like each other. And Marie didn't like black women talking to each other like that.
Hey, Maria, you sit on the corner for a second, okay? This ain't the time to hold your fist in the air. What did you feel about that scene with them, with Kat talking about Janelle and Janelle talking about how everybody's just obsessed with her because she's the it girl? How did you feel about all
I think
this?
Janelle was just trying to feed into the BS. I don't think she really feels that way. I think, maybe she does. I don't know. But people don't usually go around saying people are obsessed with them. So either she's crazy or she's trolling us.
Unless people are really obsessed with her.
I don't feel like they are. I think Janelle is just rude and people just don't like her. And that was about it. I think, what's his name? Quinton even tried to jump in and say well, Kat, do you think maybe you felt a way about how Janelle approached you because you already wasn't feeling her? And Kat was like, well, I wasn't feeling her because of the things she was saying and doing. It's not like I had no reason to dislike the girl.
And that's a lie.
So that's how I feel. I agree with Kat. I feel like, Janelle had a way about her, and some people just don't like it.
Well, Kat is a liar, and I say it on the screen because the evidence would show that she's lying. And the fact that Janelle asked specifically, what did I do to you to make you feel away? To you specifically, what did I do to you before we got into our altercation or our yelling match at the cabin? You already felt some type of way, mainly because you wanted time with Quinton. And you didn't get time with Quinton. Quinton was locked down and things of that nature. I don't think Janelle is trolling. I think Janelle really do feel like they are obsessed with her.
Okay.
And I think she feels like, hey, maybe she could have said it nicer, but the people that had the most to say, I wouldn't say they are the most confident people. You have Tequila over there agreeing with Kat and stuff like that when she ready to fight off of just anything. She about to fight over her, what's his name, Habibi, when she don't even know the guy, and basically going off saying they only like you because you light skin. Most of the things that we seen of Janelle of this series that I've seen is responses. Janelle is very rare the one throwing the first stone. She's very rare the one throwing the first stone. So I don't understand why people don't like her. Yes, she's rude, but I say she don't play with disrespect. And a lot of people don't like that. A lot of people want you to disrespect them and things like that. And Janelle's like, you're not going to disrespect me. You're not going to be passive-aggressive with me. I'm going to be aggressive-aggressive if you passive-aggressive with me. And one thing that I noticed that she's older than most of those people. So most of those people think they being slick and being oh, I'm not saying anything. I'm not doing anything. But at the same time, when Janelle acts straight up, what did I do? I did not cause any of these fights or any of these altercations that I had. I just finished them. Okay. That's how I feel.
All right. Moving on, we've got Kat, Lee. Excuse me. Kat, Lee, Chris, Jessica, Aries, and Marie. Chris, we see a flashback of what happened with the Chris and the Jessica situation.
Yeah.
And Chris still denies calling Jessica combative.
Even though we saw it.
Right.
Okay.
And Tommy's asking, why didn't you just come clean about it? He says all the guys called her combative at some point. Mari is saying, I've never called her combative, and I'm not going to sit up here and agree with you about that.
Oh, well, about time you speak up, Marie. You had time to speak at the cabin retreat.
Yeah, Chris is saying that he'll apologize for what he said, but he's not going to apologize for how she made him feel. which I don't understand that.
I don't understand either. You're not Maya Angelou. Stop trying to give us poetry, okay?
And he got emotional because she had no regard for him or anyone else in the process. He feels that she antagonizes people. Kat also feels that Jessica is combative. And if Kat says, if I'm combative, it's just a word, that it's something I need to know that I can work on.
Okay.
And Jessica tries to get the ladies to back her up and saying, didn't I say this or whatever, and they were silent.
Of course. Now, here's the thing. What you witness is basically teams right here. It's everybody versus Team JJ. Team Double J's, my champions, Jessica and Janelle. The fact that we can actually see on TV Chris lying. But yet, it's like, oh, combative is not a big thing. If you're combative, I would change and things like that. When you realize when they talking about these experiences, they never talking about their own experiences. They trying to borrow someone else's experience.
Yeah. Chris
over here is a representation basically of the female side of what's ready to love and what's going on with Janelle with is she have no disregard for everybody she came across. This is not about everybody, Chris. This is about you and things like that. So, Chris, one thing that I am disappointed in is that I will no longer be able to talk about you on the show and things like that. That is coming to an end. But last thing that I want to say about you is that's a coward way out.
Yeah.
That's a coward that's a coward way out. An apology shouldn't come with a caveat. Yeah. You should just be like, you know what? I'm sorry. Because in that moment, you talking about, I'm going to apologize for what I said, but I'm not going to apologize for how she made me feel. How do you think she felt when you was cussing her out? Being aggressive to her and things like that. That didn't cross your mind.
That was so uncalled for.
And guess what? That was a coward move. And guess what? Jessica didn't get up. Jessica didn't yell at you and things like that. Even when it shows flashback of Tequila and all that stuff, Jessica didn't say nothing to Tequila, and Tequila just bucked at her and things like that. like people have chose sides of you know what? Jessica and Janelle are the mean girls, and we're not even going to agree with y'all or even be on y'all side when the videotape shows that y'all was right. And things like that. Marie, I understand what you're saying, but a little too late for that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Talking about I don't think it was right. Okay, thank you telling us in reunion part 2. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. So this whole thing with Kat, you come off as a pick me type of woman that's basically going to agree with whatever somebody say. With Marie is this, you part of the crystal team, you part of the, the spirituality team. And then now with Chris is talking, you're like, you know what? If it's combative, it's just a word. A lot of things are just words, but words have meaning. And words also have an undertone and a coded language to it.
Yeah.
So if you was the one being called combative and things like that, I don't think you would like it either. So
especially if you're not being combative.
Exactly. Yeah. So stop it. Nobody's gonna choose you. You lost. Mario didn't even choose you. He chose Jessica. Continue.
Next we have Jessica and Kat.
Okay.
Kat said that her snapping on Jessica was warranted.
Okay.
It's a little thing that they have in the backstage where they're having the talk. Jessica really was trying to reason with her. And I feel like Kat was just hell-bent on just not being reasonable. She, like you said, she picked her side for the night. And she wasn't trying to come to any type of resolve.
Of course not.
And not to say that Jessica and Janelle are easily able to rub people the wrong way. Yes. But Jessica really was trying to come to her on some kumbaya type stuff. And there was no reason for Kat to be all...
Of course not.
All up in arms.
And guess what? Lee was sitting right there too, and she ain't say nothing either. But that's nothing new. She ain't say nothing the whole season.
Yeah, that's how she is.
Yeah, exactly. So moving on.
Right. Well, we get Aries and Phil segment.
Finally, it took us to part 2 to get the only couple that said no to each other.
And well into part 2.
I'm about to say 20 minutes left, basically.
Right. And Aries and Phil are sitting on 2 separate couches.
So far.
Aries reiterates that she needs stability.
Okay.
And he has so many dreams, but she may not be there to help him chase all of his dreams.
Okay.
Phil, he's saying he's gainfully employed. He wasn't able to give her the reassurance that she felt she needed. And Phil says he's enough, but may not have the qualities that she's looking for. And they did actually go on a couple of dates after the show, but nothing's really panned out for him.
Yeah, Aries is her name? It's crazy. It's the end of the show, and I finally get her name. I've been calling her Idris, Isis, all the above, and Aries is her name, right? It feels so easy now.
Yeah.
I think she said, correct me if I'm wrong, that she'd been married twice.
Yeah.
divorced twice.
Yes.
Do you think this is one of those situations, and I know it may be hard to decipher, but do you think this is one of the situations to where she is kind of in her own way as well?
I do.
Okay, how so?
Because I do agree that Phil did not do much reassuring when it came to the stability conversation.
I still don't know what he does.
Right.
Okay.
And he didn't go into detail about what it is that he does do and how he actually has a stable job, and that he just wants a lot out of life and wants to explore and try new and different things.
Okay.
He seemed, and I don't know if it was the edit, but he seemed to prioritize his wants and dreams in conversation versus actually like, what do you currently have?
Okay.
Like, he was so future minded, he couldn't be present with Aries and solidifying what he had so she could make a decision. But as far as Aries getting in her own way, I feel like, yes, like if you have a guy who has a job, but he also wants to accomplish different things, there's nothing wrong with that. And you don't have to necessarily be along for the ride for every single thing.
Facts.
Like, you can just encourage him to go do his comic nights or whatever it is he's into, and then you go do whatever you're into. If that's playing baseball or, you know, going dancing, like, you guys can have different interests and hobbies, and his hobbies could potentially get him some money. You
Hopefully.
know, maybe, or maybe not. And it could just be things he likes to do.
Yeah.
So I don't think anything's wrong with that. But I think the issue there was that Phil was never clear, and he made her concerns not about him. So they were never able to clarify that. But what do you think?
She was married twice. I'm guessing her 2 children come from the 2 marriages. I'm guessing.
I'm thinking.
Let's just say that.
Yeah, 1 from each, we'll say.
Right. 2 failed marriages kind of, I don't want to say scar you, but it kind of makes you go, like, I don't want a project at all.
Yeah.
But people are projects. People are forever projects. Do you get what I'm saying? So I don't know if she will settle down for another guy. And as much as it's about Phil, I think it's not about Phil. It's about Phil. It's about what Phil represents. And that's why I think, like, we using that word stability. But the more I get to hear the story, especially with this episode, I think that's coded for, like, finished projects. Like, it's someone who's done dreaming, or basically the dream is already in momentum. Or
it's accomplished.
Maybe that.
Yeah.
And that's why.
And you're good where you're at. She needs somebody who's retired. That's what it sounds like to me.
You need a sugar daddy then. Because, like, the more she kept saying it, I was like, this can't be about a job. Because if it was about stability, like, and if Phil really liked this woman, why don't he just say, like, here, this is my job, this is where I go to work, this is what, like, but I think it's something more. Like, I think.
But she also said it wasn't necessarily about finances.
And that's why I'm like, like, I think because of 2 failed marriages, Aries will be in her way a lot.
So she's a little jaded.
And kind of overthinking.
Fairly so, probably.
No. It probably is fairly so. Unless she's the one that causes the divorce, then not fairly so. But I think, like, it's too fast in a sense of if the show, this 8-week show or, like, whatever it is, and you supposed to be in love. Tommy want to see people in love as if his process is, like, love proof or something like that. Like this process is fast. And I think, like, any doubt, she's like, I can't go into this, like, with any doubts with 2 failed marriages.
Right.
You know, like that's crazy, because if the children did come from the 2 marriages, that's 2 men she have to deal with forever.
Yeah.
And now potentially, if you have a blended family, you don't want to add a project to that.
True.
I didn't hear so much about Phil wanting to be a comedian until the last 2 episodes.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? And I honestly, and maybe it was the edits, I didn't even picture Phil as a dreamer. But there's something that we don't know, that we didn't see in the process, that kind of rub Aries the wrong way. And I think it's probably something that triggered her, like, oh, you're like somebody I was with. And
you're 2 all over the place.
And that didn't work. Hence my 2 marriages.
Yeah.
That's what I think. I don't think it's so much about Phil, but I think it's about what Phil represents. And I'm just guessing. I don't know. but I don't think it's something as simple as she stated. Like, it's not about financial stability. Then I'm going to go with my second option of, I think Phil reminds you of a time that wasn't a good time for you, or a person that wasn't a good experience with you. And it's too much familiarity of like, that didn't work, so how is that going to work? You know, and then now that I got 2 boys, I'm not going to throw myself out there to be hurt with two children. Yeah. But, you know, separate couches, I guess. Let's go.
Next, we have Kira's segment. By the time we got here, I feel like we should have talked about her in the first segment, because by this time I wanted to see more about the relationships. I didn't care too much about the single people.
I feel like she shouldn't have had a segment.
Yeah.
Like, forget see her in the first segment. She shouldn't have had a segment. First of all, question, why do they invite everybody back?
I mean, it's a reunion for the show, so they invite everybody. Yeah. It's not just the successful couples, it's the whole process.
I understand, but I feel like it would be more of a, like, you know how, like, there's a cutoff? Like, I feel like if you was eliminated week 1, you shouldn't be on the reunion show.
Yeah, there was a couple people I didn't recognize.
Yeah, like if you was eliminated like week 3, you shouldn't be there. Yeah. Like, once we get to like week 8 and things like that, then like we bring those 10 people back. But I'm like, for everybody to be there, for us to have a Marvin segment, that don't matter. Kara White Boots, that don't matter. Unique, that don't matter. Your boy Red, that don't matter. So it's like all this time we could have dug deeper into Maria and Jessica, into Quinton and Janelle. Mind you, we haven't had a Janelle and Quinton segment yet. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? But we got White Boots on the stage right now. Yeah. Tell us about White Boots.
Well, Kira, she felt that Maria shouldn't have boxed her in to saying pretty much that she doesn't act black or she's not black enough. And Maria says something to where I was just like, oh, he's a hotep. He said he's part of a specific community.
Don't say that, please.
Of black leaders.
Not you two. Not you two.
So I was like, not you I call him hot steps too. I'm like, he sounds like a hot stepper. And Kira said that, they asked Kira, why did you think Quinton only dated white women? Well, because he's from Florida.
What?
Maybe she said maybe I should have said Latina.
No, you shouldn't have said Latina, because you didn't mean Latina. You did not mean Latina.
And she felt the difference was that asking Quinton or thinking what she thought about Quinton was more of a preference issue, versus she felt like Maria's critiques were like a black culture character issue about herself.
Yeah, this lets me know that people that come on these shows are mental.
Yeah, she's not right.
Yeah, exactly. Like, don't play me for a fool. I'm not a fool.
Like, how can you do the exact same thing as someone else and say, different. Oh, no, it's different because whatever.
Stop it.
And Quinton even asked, he was like, don't you see how you put me in a box? Like, how is that fair to me? And she just, whatever, Quinton. No, but you're from Florida. I mean, I don't know what you want me to say.
First of all, Kara, White Boots, whatever it is, don't play me for a fool. I may look like a fool, but I ain't a fool. Right? I'm watching this show with my lady, not because I'm a fool. It's because she like reality TV. Right? And the more I watch these reality TV shows about couples love or finding love in 2 days or 2 hours and things like that, I'm like, these people are mental. Like, she's mental, because you go through these flashbacks and she's in the women's lounge and she's over there basically saying like how she's the closest one to a white one. You get what I'm saying? But making it seem like it's a badge of honor. Yeah. But yet, when Janelle calls that out, she's the mean girl. No, it's just like, no, we're not going to do that. That's what Janelle said. Janelle said that she did not do it on camera. That's what I give Janelle respect for, my champion. She said we did it off camera to where, like, we're not going to do the black men on the show like that. To where it's like, you're just going to put them, it's like, and then on top of that, she said something about Quinton was a preference thing of her statement about Quinton, to where she felt like Maria thing was more of a character thing. No, because when they was talking about Quinton and praising Quinton, you use him like in white women as a negative.
Like to his character.
Exactly. You did not use it as like a preference and things like that. Yeah. As if like he can like white women. You used it like, I think Quinton like white women.
Yeah, it's like, Carrie, you're better off just apologizing and acknowledging where you messed up. And the thing is like, she did it online. I don't know if the reunion is filmed, like how far it was filmed, and maybe after it aired, she saw it and people actually did talk to her about it. But I'm just like, yeah, like it took you too long to figure that out. Like,
yeah. So stop that.
Yeah.
One thing they did show, I don't know if you have it in the notes. It wasn't a big scene, but like backstage, Marie went and apologized to White Boots, basically saying, if you felt like I was attacking your character, that wasn't my intention. I was basically just telling you like what it was.
Yeah. Like, as far as him not mentioning, because he is a hotep.
Well, no, he is. He's for the people, by the people.
All right.
You know what I mean?
Waking up at 12 p.m. in the afternoon.
Okay.
To go stand on the block and yell at
Stop
folks.
it, please. He's not a black. He's not a black Hebrew. What is it called? Is it black Hebrew?
Black Hebrew Israel.
Yeah, like he's not one of them. Okay.
I don't know. He never said what he did.
Okay. Let's move on.
Moving on. We've got Quinton, Lee, and Janelle on the stage.
What's up?
We're shown flashbacks of their dynamics. And there was tension in the resort house when Quinton would talk to anyone, is what Lee is saying.
Okay.
And Quinton said, Lee felt that Quinton could never feel like he could speak to anybody. Quinton was saying that it was just difficult to navigate the connections. And Janelle always made comments when Quinton would interact with other people.
Okay.
She's always in the mix.
Always.
Well, that was her man, so I don't know what you want her to say, Lee. Lee thinks that love will find her in due time.
Listen here, Lee. You did not do anything in your power for love to find you in this time. So here's my thing, and people may not like it. Blair might not like it, but I really do think sometimes some things are just simple. Janelle is one of the oldest women there, and I think it's something as simple as this woman was able to, quote unquote, lock down one of the better looking guys on the show, if not the best looking guy on the show. Like sometimes women can be that catty and that simple and be jealous and things like that. And something as simple as, well, let me get time with him so I can, build something. And Lee, you wasn't that interesting. I watched you throughout the season. This is not a situation to where you're like, I felt like every time I tried to talk with him and be with him, Janelle just snatched him away. And no, the times that you was with him, you didn't do anything. There was a date where it was y'all two with Quinton and his not ex-girlfriend, but like someone he was messing with, I guess, a close friend. And you was quiet.
Yeah.
You didn't do anything.
Yeah. And even when Quinton came by the house to meet with you and your friend, you really wasn't saying much nothing there either. He was even trying to talk and ask y'all questions, and y'all couldn't say what y'all friendship dynamic was like or nothing. Like, and Lee, I think she feels she put herself out by being on the show, but you didn't put yourself out by putting your personality on display. Or maybe that is your personality. I don't know. But I'm saying, like, if you're a more reserved, laid back person, that's fine, but that's not going to stand out in this type of situation. And it didn't.
And guess what?
So
to your point, when she was with her best friend and things like that, I think she called Lee a grandma. That is not attractive to me. Do you get what I'm saying? Like that's not attractive to me. To like, cause Quentin's there, like, yo, give me some crazy stories y'all did, things that y'all done, things y'all experienced when y'all was younger, things of that nature. No, Lee just like to lay back and be a grandma. The one that's older is more interesting. Like, stop it, man. There's one thing that if Janelle don't know how to talk to women on this show, the one thing she know how to do, she know how to stroke a man's ego.
She does.
She know how to make a man feel good about being in their presence and things like that. And from episode 1, I don't know who said it specifically, but someone already put the crown on that Janelle is the best looking one on the show.
Yeah, they did that early on.
Yes, and I think it's something that Quinton said that we would get to, but it is something to, like, when Janelle walks in the room, there is an energy to her, right? When Quinton walk in the room, there is an energy to them, and they would even joking around with it throughout the season, talk about like, yo, you popular, you get what I'm saying? So like, I think like it is fair to say like you didn't give us fair time, and guess what? When Lee said, or when the women felt like, we felt like Janelle wouldn't let Quinton basically out the cage to talk to other women, Quinton corrected that. He was like, Janelle didn't put that on me. Yeah. I tried talking to y'all. Y'all wasn't interested. I tried talking with y'all. I'm not laughing with y'all.
But the thing is, if Janelle is where he wants to be, Janelle can have snarky comments and all these type of stuff, but Quinton want to be there.
Yeah.
So
you ain't gotta say snarky though.
Yeah. So I mean, that's where he wants to be. So it's just kind of like you can be upset with her for having a hold on him, or just realize he like her.
Yeah.
More than you.
Yes.
And that's it.
Yes. Have. Listen here. I wish you luckily.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Lee, I mean, all the women are gorgeous, but Lee is a beautiful girl.
I hope you find yourself a grandpa.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead.
Next, we've got Janelle and Quinton segment.
About time.
Yeah. They say the connection was easy. They really didn't have a lot of issues through the experience. And they could get to know each other because they didn't have issues. It's not like they were in constant trying to work things out or move past things type of mode.
Facts.
Quinton was attracted to her aura. They hit some bumps on the other side after the show. They still have some work to do. They're doing work to try to integrate each other into their day-to-day.
Yeah.
And they're still pursuing each other romantically. Quinton says if they do get into a relationship that they are going to be getting married.
Listen here, Quinton, I'm proud. If you do marry my champion, Janelle, I'm sorry, I didn't include you. Our champion, Janelle. Listen here. You got a good partner on your side, man. She may fight with you. Like tag team. Like it might be Q and J. And the thing about them that is so... I think it is true. Like when they was on the screen, there is something to... Like, oh, this episode didn't feature Quinton. Or this episode didn't feature Janelle. You get what I'm saying? Like, they do have an aura. They do have a presence. Even if you don't like them, you watch to hate them. You know what I mean? You watch to like them and things like that. I hope things work out for them. Do you think their relationship will work out? Why, baby? Why? Do you think it's the age?
I don't think it's the age so much. I think Quinton does have a commitment problem.
Oh, yeah.
You know, with the girl that he brought that wasn't a girlfriend.
Not even his ex. It was just somebody he was
messing with,
yeah,
right?
Guess, yeah.
So I think there's something going on with that commitment issue because you can work things out and be together.
I wonder what are those bumps?
Well, they said they couldn't integrate each other in their day to day. I'm just like, what? Do y'all not go see each other? Do y'all just like go on dates? Like, are you also set in your ways that you don't want to give up your lifestyles to try to change it to see what it looks like together? So to me, it's not just Quinton. Like Janelle's also 42, so I don't know how flexible she is when it comes to changing her lifestyle. So to me, that's all that's going to be into play, and they're going to have to really want to be together to work it out. But I'm just like, if you wanted to be together, you'd be together and you'd figure that stuff out together.
That's true.
So I don't see what the holdup is.
But like they said, they all pursued each other romantically still, though. To me, that means they effing and probably going out to eat from time to time. Okay.
So
basically,
situationship type thing.
So basically, coded for we're not together, but we like see each other every now and then. Look.
And maybe they like it like that, but no, I don't see a relationship in their future.
My thing is, with them two, or with this process, or let me get off of them two and speak broader before you wrap up.
Yeah.
Do you think this process is not foolproof, but do you think this is a good process for somebody to genuinely find love? Like, I'm talking about like the show. Based on the seasons you've seen.
I do. However,
I
think it's the people they choose. Or the people who come out for these types of shows. I don't know that many level-headed, genuine people are going to come try to display their love or lack thereof love life on TV.
So basically,
I think it attracts a certain type of
kind of like
weirdo.
It like attracts the Karas and the Tequilas and things like that.
Yeah, the people who kind of have no shame in their game.
So basically,
type of thing.
So every good person that's for the show, you're gonna attract 5 bad ones. So on a show like this, you probably will have like 3 people that like really will open themselves up for love, but the other 15 will be like, you kind of see why it doesn't work for them or something like that.
Yeah, like whether it's like their own personal issues or maybe they're on the show for like clout, or if they just want to have like date around and just, you know, be like a socialite. So I just feel like this type of show attracts those people. I feel like people who go to work, go about their business, and are family-oriented people might not necessarily want to be on a television show like this.
Okay.
You know,
to find love
find love.
Yeah, like,
what do you think?
I
think it could work with the right people, but I don't think the right people are going to come on TV.
Okay. I don't understand. Like, it's a show like this. It's supposed to be expedited to where it's supposed to pick up and things of that nature. Mm-hmm. I don't understand how you get the personalities like Red or people like Red. Like, if you're the king of the city, like, even if it's self-proclaimed, but if you're known, if you have a thought job, as Unique said, I don't really understand why this process would be attractive to you, or why you would waste your time. You get what I'm saying? It kind of bring in some type of like, kind of put it back in your mind of like, are you really here for publicity or are you here to really find love? Yeah. Because I'm like, I don't really see how, what Janelle, even though I like Janelle and Quinton, I don't understand the whole, like, there was bumps, but we still pursuing each other romantically. I'm like,
but we're not together.
I'm like, is that what y'all did throughout this whole show? Mm-hmm. I'm like, so y'all just continuing the show without the show? Because I'm like, that's what y'all did the whole show.
Exactly. So, if you found each other, you want to be together.
Yeah.
Just be together.
Yeah.
It's complicating stuff.
Is there any other notes that happened throughout the season after Janelle and Quinton?
No, I mean, Tommy just wished everybody well, and he did a final wrap up.
He lost soliloquy at the end.
Yeah, so I don't know. Tommy, he would just be trying to keep the peace and move the segments along. Yeah, He's like, we are getting out of here on time tonight. Yeah. Okay, I'm going home.
Yeah, Tommy, let me.
We're not digging deep nowhere.
Let me borrow your ear for a second, Tommy. I feel like this was probably one of the worst reunion shows I've ever seen, and I've seen a lot of reunion shows. A lot of ones, and I'm not saying what makes it bad. I'm not saying what makes the other reunion shows good is that they be fighting, or some people pull out a binder and start reading folks. Yeah, I'm not even saying the dramatics makes a good reunion show. Information makes a good reunion show, and I feel like I have more questions from the people that you was talking to on the couch. And you asked one question and you left it alone and then you went to commercial break. Yeah. I'm like, how do I have more questions about what happened when the reunion show is supposed to answer the questions that I had throughout the season? Do you get what I'm saying? Like, one of the first questions I would ask Phil is like, what do you do? like, because that's something that the audience want to know, right? Yeah. Like if it's not the stability thing, what is it, Eris? Like, give me something, Tommy. Uncross your legs and get involved in the show. Like, you get what I'm saying? So, like, definitely part 1, part 2, definitely season what season of Rated Love this is? 8, whatever it is.
We up there.
This is one of the worst reunion shows I've ever seen. One of the worst reunion shows, not because y'all was fighting, not because you try to keep things peaceful. It's because I left with more questions than answer at the end of the show, and now it's over. Now I never get those answers. Yep. When I had a chance to get the answers. Anything else on this series, on this show? I heard that you told me probably this is one of the worst seasons of Rated Love you've seen. Yeah. This is definitely
a lot of the people just weren't likable.
Really?
Yeah.
I know, like Kara, Unique. Tequila, definitely. Yeah. But
even the guys. I mean, it was just like nobody I was really rooting for.
Yeah. So. Well, it was 2 people we were rooting for, Janelle, Jessica. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, comment, all the above. Thank you for following us on this journey. Y'all be good.
Bye.